And welcome back to The Fight. I'm Terry McFadden. Joining us now is Shannon Cullinan, the Executive Vice President of the University of Notre Dame. Shannon, welcome to The Fight.
Thanks, Terry.
Wow, I know that we've never had to shut down campus like this. This is a pandemic, so there's clearly no playbook for us. What is guiding you and the senior leadership of the university as you go about making decisions about something very important to everyone, and that's reopening campus?
Yeah, for us, I'll just say it's awfully nice to have a priest president during these times, right? Father John, his pastoral side over the last couple of months has just been a gift to all of us. And he's been president for 15 years, so you got a veteran in the seat, which is helpful because he's pretty unflappable and the information changes every day, right? But we went into the pandemic with, we know who we are, right? And Father John has codified this, and it's about unsurpassed undergraduate education, preeminent research, and our Catholic character informs all that we do. So I think it was 6 weeks ago, he sat down again, Father John, and he said, well, I think these are the three tenets that will guide our decisions, right? Protect the central mission of teaching and research, the safety of our community, so students, faculty, staff, visitors, and the last was financial aid. We are going to take care of our students. We're going to commit to financial aid as much as the increase will be in the next year, Terry. We're going to take care of those families. And we know they're hurting right now. We've heard from them, but we're committed to it. Undergrads and grads, we're going to take care of them.
All right. And since this pandemic has kind of laid waste to a lot of universities across the country, there's been talk about the Notre Dame endowment. There's a perception that it's like a cure-all, just like you can print money. Can you explain why Notre Dame just can't spend down the endowment to bridge any financial gaps at this time?
Yeah, and that's not a new question, right? It's asked more often when there's a pandemic and there's budget challenges. But, you know, Father Ted said long ago, you show me the top 10 endowments, I'll show you the top 10 institutions. He's not far off. I think you need more flexibility than just the volume of the endowment. But I want to change the nomenclature, right? It should be the endowments, plural. We have 7,000 unique endowment funds at this point. And the vast majority are restricted. So if somebody gives you a gift for financial aid or a professorship or malaria, you've got to honor the restriction, right? We have an agreement with that donor that we're going to do what they said. And it's going to last, you know, if it's a financial aid gift, we'll take care of a kid today, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So we can't dip into that like it's a savings account when the budget is sideways. And back to the flexibility piece, you know, it'd be better to have a chair in that was at the behest of the provost than a particular discipline in the future, right? So it's just one of these things. I think people think it's one endowment. We have 7,000 endowment funds.
And since it's not a rainy day fund, so to speak, what belt-tightening measures is taking effect here at Notre Dame that's going to help mitigate this economic impact of this pandemic?
Yeah, good question. You know, it's funny, the media, sometimes I think they're trying to choose between, do I cover the health crisis or the financial crisis, right? And we have not been immune to the impact of that. I mean, we sent back $22 million in refunds to students for room and board, which was the right thing to do. As you know, the bookstore's been closed, the Morris Inn's been closed, retail's been closed, and so it's been challenging. But we moved pretty quickly, and we said, you know, there won't be any staff hiring. And then we said, looking out to the next year, that we won't have any raises for staff. And the capital projects on campus, we've pulled way back. We're going to finish some that are in play right now, but for the most part, we're going to halt construction. And even on renewals, we said, you know what, the campus looks great. We can slow down on renewals. And the last thing's a credit to the faculty and staff. They have, we asked them to reduce non-essential spending, and they've done a great job. And I probably shouldn't say this on a live stream, but I think we got a shot. We got a shot at balancing the budget. And we haven't impacted our workforce, right? Some schools, terrific schools, have had to do layoffs and furloughs and the like. And we're fortunate. And that goes back to just some wise financial management for decades.
Right. Yeah. And Shannon, as you look to this coming fiscal and academic year, what do you envision as our greatest needs here at Notre Dame?
Great question. Well, number one, I'd say it's financial aid. Number two, I'd say it's financial aid. Number three, I'd say it's financial aid. We're closing out a campaign that's 7 years. We're 7 years into it, and only one goal was announced, which was financial aid, right? We have a $30 million increase year over year, $30 million just for undergraduate financial aid. That means If you had 48% of kids on aid, it's going to be 50 or 51%. So you have more kids. And the award's going to need to be greater. If it was an average award of 40,000, it'll be 44,000 moving forward. So last year, I got to give credit to the institution as well. We did a staff early retirement that you could take advantage of, and half the proceeds from that went to financial aid. So thank goodness the community responded, and it's going to go. But to our students, students, faculty, and Holy Cross, they're the soul and the heart of the place, and we're going to take care of our students. And the Student Emergency Relief Fund as the CFO, it's been an absolute godsend, I have to tell you.
Yeah, and I know that you and everybody, the school's shut down, people are just taking it easy. You guys have been working some long hours to try to right the ship here financially, correct? Yeah,
we're all in this together, right? And there's a commitment from the trustees, the President's Leadership Council, to the deans to do the right thing financially. But we've had, to the John F. LeGraves, right, to the Father Joyces, we've had a history of really good stewardship. So the credit runs long and deep, and we're the beneficiaries of that.
All right. Well, best of luck. These are not easy times, but we have great leadership, as you mentioned, and best to you and your family. And
thank you.
Shannon, stay safe for us, would you please?
You got it. Thanks, Terry.
All right.